In today's video, we're going to talk about Etsy wanting to experiment with your titles to offer better offsite ads, SEO, and Etsy searching. If you're new to this channel, my name is George McConnell, and I made over $1 million on Etsy. I recently received an email from someone stating that Etsy wanted to experiment with their titles to offer better keywords for searching on the Etsy platform, as well as Google and Facebook. So I didn't actually receive this myself. However, that person was grateful enough to send me some screenshots so that we could talk about this and what they're trying to do with this experiment. Now, this is what popped up on her dashboard. As soon as you click it, a bunch of other information comes up right here, and it's a lot of info. So I'm going to read this for you and go over each and every single thing that they're saying that they're going to do for you, and we're going to talk about it. So the first thing, obviously, I'm going to read this, is it says, we promote Etsy listings on Etsy through Etsy ads and across the web on sites like Google and Facebook through offsite ads. We're always working to bring more traffic to shops on Etsy, including from these channels. So we're running an optional test to automatically optimize the listing titles shoppers see on your ads. We'll make tweaks such as adding key search terms that are relevant to your listing or removing typos or redundant details. These tests will run from April through July. To participate, just give your okay by checking the box below in this survey. Once submitted, you'll be added to a private Etsy experiment group and will begin testing updates to your listing titles in offsite ads and Etsy search. By joining this program, you'll also get special early access to recommendations on how to improve your listing titles so they perform better in search and ad results. Okay, so the first thing that struck me there, before we go on to the actual things, the little bullet points, was the first thing that struck me on this is saying shoppers to see your ads. Now later on it talks about, searching on Etsy and SEO for Etsy, but it says automatically optimize the listing title shoppers see on your ads. So is it saying that it's going to push it to ads? Are you going to have to pay for ads? This is only going to work for ads. Like that sentence really is confusing because it could mean offsite ads, which that is only subject to people that are making more than $10,000 or you opted in before you made $10,000. If you haven't opted in or you haven't made $10,000 in that year, you don't have offsite ads. They're not pushing you on it. So it's a very confusing statement. So that's just number one. All right, we're going to go on to the actual bullet points and go through those now. Okay, continuing on. I'm going to read all this and then I'm going to backtrack into it and talk about each and every single bullet instead of breaking it up and confusing anybody. So it says a few things to keep in mind. If you choose to join this program, we may optimize any of your listing titles. You won't be able to pick and choose which listings are included. These changes will be temporary and will revert back once our tests are concluded. We won't make any changes to the listing titles you've added in your listing manager or the title shoppers see in your listing page itself. While the content in your listing titles will remain mostly the same, some of the title information shoppers see in search results or in off-site placements may differ from the titles that they see on your listing page. We'll optimize your listings using insights about what works best on each channel, Google, Meta, and Etsy search. Here are a few examples of the kinds of changes we might make. We may add GIF for her at the end of your title, if relevant to the listing. We may remove promotional text or unnecessary adjectives to simplify the title and help it rank higher on offsite channels. You may not be able to see what buyers are seeing by searching for your listings. It's possible you won't be included in the test group, and what every buyer sees may be different. We'll make sure to follow up in a few months once we have results to share and any recommendations on how to improve your listing titles so they perform better in search results and ad results. If you change your mind, okay, we're going to go back and I'm going to go through each one of these lines because there's a lot to just go through on this. Okay, so at first, this sounds amazing. Like, they want to take your titles, they have all the data, right? Which is amazing. A company that has all the data on how everybody searches, the sales numbers, knowing exactly conversion rates and what people are buying, because most things are, bought off of impulse. So they have all that information all gathered and they can help you. But as you read each line, it makes me very worried because it says things like, if you join this program, you don't have the choice of what titles. Which, that's fine. Okay, give it to them. They can choose what title. But you don't have any say. So you don't know how they're choosing these titles. Are they choosing new ones? Are they choosing ones with low conversion, high conversion? Are they choosing ones that been making you money? Are they going to choose ones that aren't making you money? There's a lot to pull out of that on how they're making these choices. And there's no indication on what they're going to do. Maybe they'll send an email later about it. I'm not sure, but that right there, I would want to choose which ones, personally, because if I have one making money and that's bringing me in constant money, I don't want you to mess with it. Now it gets even crazier when it says these changes will be temporary. They'll revert back once the test concludes. So say they make these changes and you start bringing in money and that listing that you unfortunately don't know about starts making money. Once it reverts, what happens? Because now the title and the search fields and anything that they may have changed is now reverted back to how it used to be. And you could say, well, they're going to let you know. But later on, it says, we'll let you know in a few months. So that title's making money. And you, boom, boom, boom. You're like, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And I know everybody loves that sound when it comes through the app. And then all of a sudden, this is concluded. It reverts back and no more cha-ching. That worries me because there's no indication on okay, well, you're not telling me what title, you're not telling me what listings, you're not giving me the information for months. It's just a bunch of scary thoughts go through my mind with that is you're messing with something, but you're not telling me what you're doing. And if I get good results with it and then they automatically stop, that's my money. Don't mess with my money. That's how I feel. It says here, we'll optimize your listings using insights about what works best. Google, Meta, Etsy. For example, we may add things like gift for her if it's necessary. May add, take promotional text and things like that. So really, how much are they going to change on your title? Are they just going to add one or two words? Or are they going to change the whole thing? And it'd be great to know, but they state here that you won't see it. You won't see it in your listing manager. You won't see it on your actual item. You won't see it even if you search. And you may not even be part of the group that even gets the opportunity to search and see how these things are changed. So you may not even be able to experiment with other people's listings to see how they changed it. Now, the crazy part about this is the title will change for that consumer. And they're going to see a title when they're searching. And when they click on that title and that page opens up, it's a completely different title. Now, to me, that's super confusing. Maybe most customers may not see it, but some customers will, and they're going to be a little confused, especially if they're changing a lot in that listing title. If they're only changing the ending, okay. But if they're changing a majority of it, that's going to be a little confusing. So that's just something to also think about. Going back to this, I'm still stuck on the, we'll make sure to follow up in a few months and share any recommendations. What's taking a few months? Tell me now, show me as you're doing it. I'm seeing this listing start increasing. And, after they make the changes, they're going to push that. Don't think that they're not. They're going to push that listing because they want to see if they're working or not, right? And you're going to start seeing that listing peak. You're going to possibly get sales from it, but you're not going to have the opportunity to see what they've done personally for a month. I just I just don't like that. That's one thing. I love Etsy, but that I don't like. Um, I don't even know how I feel about this. So we're just going to go into if you change your mind. If you change your mind, you can leave this experiment group at any time, and the title shopper seed will revert back to the previous settings. All you need to do is request that the support team remove your shop from the experiment group following these steps. Go to this link on your desktop or browser. Select Email Us and write to our support team with your request to be opted out. An agent will get back to you within 1 to 2 days and can remove you from the group. You're all set. Once you've left the group, your listings will be removed from the test within 5 business days. So we're going to go over that. The email, the link, I don't have this, so I can't click on the link. But just from reading the rest of it, it just sounds like it goes to, the contact us page. And then you just click on the email us. It doesn't sound like it'd be anything fancy. Going to a certain section, it just sounds like you're just going through regular support like we always do. And you know how that goes. Sometimes you get a person, sometimes you get a bot. So maybe writing the opted part will trigger something in an AI system that automatically makes sure that you're out of that. It does say it takes 5 business days for you to be removed from it. I'm not sure why it takes so long, but after 5 days, I would assume that that's when it reverts back and not that 1 to 2 days. So just keep that in mind. If your listing just tanks and you're not getting any sales because of the changes that they made, it'll take 5 days to revert. And that's only if you're getting in contact with the support in a timely fashion. Sometimes I've waited days and interacted back and forth because I was dealing with a bot and not a person. My shop is very successful. So even successful shops, trust me, we do not get great support. We used to be able to call people. We used to have chat. I mean, all these things, but now they're all literally bots. And it's a little frustrating here and there. I still love Etsy. So don't get me wrong. I still love Etsy. But when they do things like this and they're not giving all the information, those things scare me because you know that they were sitting there talking about their end outcome, but not telling us the end outcome worries me because I don't know what you're doing. And if you're changing my listings and bringing in me money and then boom, you're done. That's my money. Like, don't mess with it. So there's just a lot to take in with all this. And if you do get this, pop up in your shop, I want you to think about everything. If you're a new shop and you're not getting many sales, by all means, do it. Go for it. But if you're, bringing in decent amount of money, this is going to make you think differently because you don't know what listings and what titles they're changing. You also don't have the information, so you're not privy to the information that they're changing and doing. And that bothers me that I don't know what listings and I don't know what you're doing. So I don't want to give you full access if I'm making money. So just think about that. If you're making a decent amount of money, do you want to change anything? Because you do these changes yourself. What worries me is once you do these changes, you'll start bringing in more money, and that's great. Any shop, any person would love to bring in more. But once they revert it, then what? And then you have to wait months. What's a few months? That's usually 3 or more. So if you're going all the way to June or July and then you have to wait 3 months, you're going almost into the holiday season before you get any information. Then from there, how long is it going to take for you to start gathering everything back up and pushing it on? Also, how many people are in this test? So it's just a lot to think about. And you as a shop owner have to think about this for yourself on if you're making money and if you're not making money. If you're not making money, I say go for it. If you're making money but not enough, go for it. If you're making decent money, think about it. That's all I'm saying is just think, should I do this or should I not? Now, I know that that's a lot to take in and a lot to think about, but I hope that this video helped you. And if you do end up getting this, I would love for you to email me and we could discuss this and try to figure it out. I would love to make sure and see what your SEO is currently like and how we can improve it before you take that step, and who knows what's going to happen. So, if you need anything, definitely shoot me an email, and thank you for tuning in. Talk to you soon.